Welcome to the Steve Ames Show with guitarist Sandy Renda, pianist Mike Iannuzzi, and my special guests, the Edward Michaels Trio. And now, on with the show. Did you ever see a dream walking? Well, I did. Did you ever hear a dream talking? Well, I did. Did you ever hear a dream whispering, will you be mine? Oh, it's so grand, and it's too divine. Did you ever have a dream dancing? Well, I did. Did you ever see a dream romancing? Well, I did. Did you ever have heaven right in your arms, saying, I love you, I do? Well, the dream that was walking and the dream that was talking, the heaven in my arms was you. Did you ever see a dream walking? Well, I did. Did you ever see a dream talking? Well, I did. Did you ever hear a dream whispering, will you be mine? Oh, it's so grand, and it's too divine. Did you ever see a dream dancing? Well, I did. Did you ever see a dream romancing? Well, I did. Did you ever have heaven right in your arms, saying, I love you, I do? Well, the dream that was walking and the dream that was talking, the heaven in my arms was you. Thank you very much. Did you ever see a dream walking, written by Matt Gordon and Harry Revel for the Paramount film Sitting Pretty? Well, we're sitting pretty tonight on the Steve Ames Show with the two mighty musicians. At the guitar, Sandy Renda. And at the keyboard, Mike Iannuzzi. We're opening our show tonight with songs written by composer Harry Revel and lyricist Matt Gordon. Gordon and Revel were one of the greatest songwriting teams during the golden age of Hollywood. Here's a song they wrote for the Paramount film College Rhythm, introduced by Lanny Ross. Stay as sweet as you are. Don't let a thing ever change you. Stay as sweet as you are. Don't let a soul rearrange you. Don't ever lose all the charm you possess. Your loveliness, darling, the way you say yes. Stay as sweet as you are, discreet as you are, you're divine, dear. Stay as grand as you are, and as you are, tell me that you're mine, dear. Young, I say, or old and gray, near to me or afar, night and day I pray that you'll always stay as sweet as you are. are, discreet as you are, you're divine, dear. Stay as grand as you are, and as you are, tell me that you're mine, dear. Young, I say, or old and gray, near to me or afar, night and day I pray that you'll always stay as sweet as you are. Thank you, Sandy Rendon. Thank you, Mike Iannuzzi. Thank you for helping me celebrate the music of Matt Gordon and Harry Revel. And right now, we'd like to pay tribute to Dick Clark, the legendary TV host, producer, and impresario. You know, Dick Clark really had a marvelous career, and he played a very, very important role in the television and music industry for almost 60 years. He hosted American Bandstand from 1956 to 1989. He hosted Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve from 1972 until this year, and he also produced the Golden Globe Awards, the American Music Awards, not to mention game shows and blooper shows. He really did it all. So, Mike Iannuzzi, what are your memories of Dick Clark?
Well, as a child, as a very young child, my Saturday mornings revolved around roller derby, professional wrestling, and Dick Clark. That was my, that was my schedule. Who were some of the acts
you remember seeing? Chubby Checker?
You know what? I do remember seeing Chubby Checker.
The twist?
Learning how to do the twist, and I kind of, paid more attention to the girls dancing.
Oh,
on
yes.
Stage.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Just me.
That's right. And then, of course, the New Year's Eve shows.
The New Year's Eve shows. You know what? I hardly have ever seen his New Year's Eve shows.
Oh, because you're working.
We're always working.
You're working on New Year's Eve. That's good to be working on New Year's Eve.
Yes, it is.
But did you see the blooper shows with
Yes,
Ed McMahon?
Yes, the blooper shows with Ed McMahon were also very funny.
And then I think it was the Pyramid, one of the Pyramid game
shows. The $100,000 Pyramid.
Right.
That was one of my favorite shows.
Right. And what a great producer he was,
yes,
too,
he was.
Behind the scenes. And a workaholic, they say.
And
he
never seemed that way.
Working.
Never seemed that way on the air.
Oh, but he was. He loved to work.
He seemed like the calmest guy around.
Well, but he loved to work.
Yes.
He loved his work. So, Sandy, your memories of Dick Clark on television?
Well, most of what Mike said is just about what I would have said. The American Bandstand. Oh, that was big, man. That was big. Watching the girls and the guys dance. And actually, those girls and guys became very famous.
Some of them did,
of
right?
The show. Yeah, well, Justin and I think it was Justine and Bob and so on. And naturally, all the acts that went on. Connie Francis was very good.
That's
very
right.
good friends
Connie
with
Francis
Bobby
from
Darin.
Newark, New Jersey, originally.
Yeah. And Belleville.
That's right, in Belleville.
So actually, those acts, plus seeing a lot of the acts, I don't know if they always sang live or was just against the record.
What happened was Dick Clark was only paying the act scale, so he did not hire the orchestras.
The orchestra, so it was the record.
Only the singer would come out. The singer would sing to the record. Right. So that's a good point that
What
you
about
made.
the singers?
The singers would sing. The singers or singers
what about
solo would sing, but they wouldn't have the live musicians. They would have the track.
Yeah, that I didn't remember.
But
it was always fun seeing the acts that became very big record stars.
Absolutely. From the 50s to the 80s. It's an amazing
legacy.
very,
very enjoyable. That's the main thing for Dick Clark. Naturally, all the other things he did,
and
too.
I would also like to mention that Dick Clark worked with many people in the music business, including our good friend Walter Gollander, who had some dealings with Dick and has some phone calls from Dick in the 1990s. Now, what are you going to do tonight, Sandy, in tribute to Dick Clark?
Well, we're going to do something that we always do with the band, Sandy and the Wanderers. Naturally, Mike's with the group, that. We do what we call a rock and roll medley. And especially tonight, it really is very apropos. Rock Around the Clock, then the theme to American Bandstand, and then Rock and Roll is Here to Stay, Danny and the Juniors.
Right.
Them. So that's what we're going to do as a medley.
And didn't Barry Manilow write
the
American
he wrote
Bandstand
American
theme
Bandstand.
song?
We're not doing the words today. We're just playing that one.
Right. And I also want to mention the Rock Around the Clock
Bill
was
Haley
written by... Bill Haley and the Comets performed it, but it was written by James Myers, who was a guest on my show back in 1991. The man who wrote Rock Around the Clock was a guest right here, thanks to Walt Gollander, who brought him on the show.
And I remember seeing that movie, Blackboard Jungle. That was so big.
That's
song
correct. That's the song and the movie.
So it was fun, and we still do it in the band. And That's a song. That's a medley that never doesn't work.
And it's going to work right now. And you're also going to be accompanied by Bob Nitkin on the drums. So here are Sandy and Mike. Let's hear it for them.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock round clock tonight. Put your glad rags on. Join me, hun. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes one. Gonna rock around the clock tonight. Rock gonna rock till broad daylight. Rock gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, we cool off, then start rocking round the clock again. Gonna rock around the clock tonight. Gonna rock broad daylight. Rock gonna rock around the clock tonight. Wednesday, 9, 10, 11, 2, I'll be going strong. So will you. Gonna rock around the clock tonight. Rock gonna rock till broad daylight. Gonna rock until we do American Bandstand style. That's bandstand.
My guest this evening is a very talented jazz pianist, and I've had the pleasure of working with him for the last year and a half when he's been accompanying me on many of my stage shows. Tonight, he makes his second appearance on the Steve Ames TV show, and he's brought along 2 fine musicians, the drummer, Bob Nitkin, and the bassist, Ron Naspo. And here they are, the Edward Michaels Trio. Edward Michaels, welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thank you very much for having me.
First, I
appreciate
must
it.
say it's a pleasure to have you as my accompanist on many of the shows that we've been doing the last year and a half.
Thank you. I enjoyed very much doing it.
Yes, you do a
Had a lot of fun.
You do a wonderful job. We first met 2 years ago when you first appeared on the Steve Ames show.
Yes. Yeah,
Thanks to Richard Curtis.
Yes.
Who introduced us.
Yes, a good friend of mine, yes. And it was, in fact, 2 years this
2
May.
years this May, and you brought Bob with you 2 years ago, and Bob is back again tonight. Welcome, Bob. Welcome now. And now, Edward, will you introduce the new member of the group?
Yes, this is Ron Nasbo, who's my new bass player. And
Let's hear it for Ron.
Very, very glad to have him. Excellent bass player. We get along very nice. And, he's just a thrill to work with. I can't say any more, really about
How
him.
did you two meet?
Well, I called Bill Mooring, who's also a famous bass player, and Bill had given me Ron's name. And in fact, he gave me a few names, actually about 7 or 8 names, and he says, "But call Ron first."
Very good.
And so I did. So I made the first phone call to Ron, and then that was it. He accepted, and I'm glad he did. And we've been together about a year now, I guess.
It's about a year.
About a year, yeah.
That's good. So how do you enjoy playing with Ed and Bob?
Well, we have a good time. There's a good chemistry between us, and well,
A lot of good repertoire.
Yeah, true.
You like the
True.
repertoire.
Yeah, we come from the same musical background, you might say.
Right. Jazz.
Jazz, right.
Absolutely. And I know Bob loves to really jazz it up on the drums.
Yes, I do.
And thank you for accompanying Sandy and Mike. That was terrific.
Oh, that
Let's
was
hear
a
it for
pleasure.
Bob.
It
That
was
was.
a
Yeah.
We're working you
It was
double
fun.
tonight.
It was a great dedication
Great
to
job.
Dick Clark. It was good.
Absolutely. And Ed, what was that first number that you did?
We did a number called Blue Bossa.
Blue Bossa.
Yeah, written by Kenny Durham.
Very, very nice song. Now you've got a new CD out. Tell me about it.
Yes, we have a new CD. It's called Stepping Out. And we recorded it back in October, and it's just being released now. And if you'd like, you can go to our website.
All right, give us out the website.
Okay, the website is it's just edwardmichaelstrio.com.
Say that one more
Okay,
time.
edwardmichaelstrio.com. And you can go there and you can listen to downloads. You can sign into the guest book. You can also leave messages for me if you'd like.
Well, tell us more about the CD. How many numbers on it?
Well, I believe was 14. I think there's 14 numbers on there. Yeah, that we did. And the way the CD worked, actually, Ron, Bob, and myself came into the studio, and we really didn't know what songs we were going to do, and we kind of picked the songs just out of the hat as we were there. And Bob said, "Well, let's do this, let's do that." Okay, and we did it. We did them all in one take.
That's
So,
amazing.
Yeah, so there wasn't any let's do this over, do this over. We did it all in one take, and we were done in a few hours.
And where did you record?
It was done in Portrait Studios in Pompton Lakes in New Jersey.
I know that area.
Yeah, and Chris Badami, is that
Badami,
yeah, Chris Badami was the engineer that did all of the mixing for us.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing it. You just gave it to me tonight, so I'll
Yes.
have to go home and listen to it. And tell us about the next song you're going to perform.
The next song is a song that I wrote. Okay, it's a personal composition, and it's called "Stepping Out," which is the title of our CD. Okay, because we are stepping out. We're trying to obviously get noticed.
Bing Crosby has always been my crooning idol. Bing influenced many singers, including Dean Martin and Perry Como. Bing would have had a birthday coming up. He was born May 2nd, 1903 in Tacoma, Washington. Right now, I'd like to sing you one of my favorite Bing Crosby songs from the Paramount film Dixie, written by Johnny Burke and Jimmy Van Heusen. Won't you tell me when we will meet again? Sunday, Monday, or always? If you're satisfied, I'll be at your side. Sunday, Monday, or always? No need to tell me now what makes the world go round. When at the sight of you my heart begins to pound and pound. What am I to do? Can't I be with you? Sunday, Monday, or always? No need to tell me now what makes the world go round. When at the sight of you my heart begins to pound and pound. What am I to do? Can't I be with you? Sunday, Monday, or always? Thanks for all the lovely delights I found in your embrace. I'm thankful though I know it's ending all too soon. And thanks for unforgettable nights I never can replace, and memories that linger like a haunting tune. It is better to have loved you, dear, and lost than never to have loved at all.